Hey guys, my name is Matsumo, and today I wanted to showcase a game that I have just discovered on Steam, and that is Double Action Boogaloo. This game is ridiculous, in a good way. The best way that I can describe it is think of The Matrix or the Max Payne series, where you have a protagonist who is a badass. You know, he's got his wide assortment of weapons from pistols, shotguns, and assault rifles, and the entire time, they're constantly jumping through the air in slow-mo and firing at a guy. You know, the enemy is probably doing the exact same thing. You have these really cool, iconic moments in cinema and in video games. Think of that in a multiplayer arena, but amplify the ridiculousness by about 1,000,000. That is Double Action Boogaloo in a nutshell. What I love about this game is that essentially what it comes down to is that instead of trying to get as many kills as you possibly can get, like in normal deathmatch games, it's all about stylized kills. You can run around normally and shoot at an enemy like you would do in any other first-person shooter, but if you want to get the most points out of your kills or the most points for doing certain actions, you want to do it with a little bit of flair. And so pretty much what it comes down to in this game is that you are going to be diving and sliding all over the map. If you kill someone in midair and you get a headshot, you are going to get a huge point bonus for that. You throw a grenade into a wide clump of enemies and it explodes, you're going to be rewarded for that as well. Essentially, this game takes those amazing action moments that you see in large cinemas, ramps them up by 1,000, and then rewards you for trying to perform those actions in a multiplayer setting. It's seriously amazing. And so when you first jump into a round, it gives you a couple of options on how you can play the game or how you can customize your character. You get to choose between 3 different skins. There is a Vice Cop, another one is a Gambler. It has no actual impact on the gameplay. It's just to kind of customize your look a little bit, differentiate yourself from the competition. But where things get really interesting is the different assortment of weapons. As I mentioned before, the entire premise about this game is killing your enemy in a stylized way and getting as many points as you possibly can to get to the top of the scoreboard. And the weapons play a key role into this entire mechanic. If you decide to use the strongest gun in the game, I was finding that to be the MAC-10, you won't get bonus points for shooting the enemy. Sure, you'll get a lot of kills, you'll be rewarded instantaneously by killing a lot of enemies, but if they're using the Akimbo pistol and every once in a while they're securing headshots or they're killing enemies with those guns, they're getting like a 4 times multiplier for those actions, and their score is going to be skyrocketing while yours is going to be at more of a steady pace. This is a phenomenal way at balancing out your weapons in a first-person shooter. Instead of just making every gun in the game on par with each of them with just slight differences in their strengths and weaknesses, which you see in like Call of Duty or in the Battlefield franchise. I know we're sort of comparing apples and oranges here because this is a mod for a game, but instead of going down that path where you make every gun 100% viable in its killing potential, why not just reward people more points for getting kills or shooting at the enemy with these weaker guns? That's exactly what happens in Double Action Boogaloo. So a lot of the times, yeah, I was dominating everyone with my MAC-10. I thought that I was going to be at the top of the scoreboard, but then when I actually looked at the scoreboard, I was like midway through. I was like, what the hell is going on? As soon as I switched over to the pistols, yeah, I wasn't getting as many kills, but I was noticing that I was rising through the ranks a hell of a lot faster because the game was rewarding me for those stylized and more difficult kills. I really enjoyed this system. The final customization option available to you is that you get to pick between a few perks. One is a marksman bonus, which will make all of your weapons more accurate. There is a athletic perk, which does exactly like you would assume it would, makes your character run faster, jump farther, slide longer. There is a grenadier, which gives you 2 grenades that you can use every single time that you spawn in. Not a crazy amount of customization there, but it does allow you to tailor your playstyle to how you want to approach combat in this game, and it gives you a few more options. But to top it all off, and really what makes this game interesting, is the slow-mo feature. Every single time you hit the slow-mo button, everyone on the map goes into slow motion for a couple of seconds. You may have just thought to yourself, well, wait a minute, I don't want to go in slow-mo all the time. That seems like a mechanic that could be abused. Like, I don't want every single moment of this game to be in slow motion. That would sound like some terrible gameplay. I would 100% agree with you. The way that they worked around it is that you need to build up your slow motion meter by getting kills or doing something outrageous on the map. If you fly through the air and get a headshot, you're probably gonna get 1 second on your slow-mo. And then once you build it up to like 2 seconds, 3 or 4 seconds, that's when you can activate it and have these epic moments. It can admittedly get a little tedious at times. There were some rounds where clearly a lot of the players didn't understand the mechanic. They only built up like 1 second on their meter, activate it, and then it just looked like everyone stuttered for just a second, didn't really add anything to the value of the game. But where it really shines is where everyone is in the middle of the map, they're all fighting, and then someone who has built up a 4 or 5 second slow motion activates it, and then you have this crazy bullet time where everyone is experiencing the slow motion, bullets are zipping around everywhere, and it does add a really cool dynamic into the game. I should mention really quickly that all of this is 100% free. Not free to play, don't get it twisted. You can't just throw money at your computer screen and expect to get the best gun in the game, allowing you to dominate everyone in the arena. There are no skins that you can buy. Essentially, you download this on Steam, you jump into a server, and you have all of the weapons, all of the customization and skins available to you at day one, and you can just enjoy it for what it is right at the start. My one gripe with this game though, and it is a small one because I'm gonna have a hard time critiquing a game that didn't cost me a penny and will never cost me a thing, is that I wish that there were more stunts that you could pull off. Really what this game boils down to is jumping and sliding around everywhere. There are some really cool things that you can do, like if you wanted to, you can run up to an enemy, jump and do a backflip off of their face and then shoot at them. That is available, but it doesn't happen very often. Like the majority of your playtime is going to be flying and jumping through the air and sliding on the ground. How great would it be if you could run on a wall, or zip line down something, or use a rope and swing back and forth? These are just a couple of ideas, and like I said, I know that this is a small gripe because this, once again, is 100% free. It would have been nice if there was more variety in the stunts and actions that you could perform. But overall, I highly recommend that you give this a try with a couple of your friends. I can guarantee that you'll have a smile on your face for the first couple of hours. I know that I did, and while sure, it may not have the longevity or the depth that a lot of other first-person shooters have on the market right now, it's free. You know, yeah, may have some glitches here and there. It's a free, amazing first-person shooter, and it really is an absolute blast. But yeah, guys, that is about it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and so until tomorrow, have a good one, and take it easy.